buttons and analog sticks clicks. Battle cries of the game's main character, along with the mashing of sword digging into metal, are loud. Inside of her bedroom, Amelia Teresawa, sitting on her bed with Ito, watches their friend Kujo play God of War 2 on the PlayStation 2, battling the Sisters of Fate. Come on, come on! Yes! Get over here, you bitch! So, that's what happened, huh? You managed to fulfill your dream. Yep. Phew. Okay. Kujo pauses the game, sets the controller down, and turns her body to Emmy. Look, Emmy, I'm not saying what you're doing is bad, but Akari, I don't want to hear it. I've already made up my mind. Hold on. Let me finish. What I was going to say was, aren't you gonna miss us? You know, with you inside and us outside, it might get a little lonely. Akari brings up an interesting point. Since childhood, the three of them have always been hanging out with one another, either in school or outside of school. The fights were made, but time and time again, they come back together. Huh. I haven't given it that much thought. I guess I am going to miss you. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know what I'm going to face. Okay, listen carefully. The AMF is not like the JSDF. Yeah, they share some aspects, but it is an entirely different beast. The training is crazy. It'll test you mentally and physically. Not to mention, you're not going to be facing other countries' armies like Red Mongolia. You're going to be facing against kaiju. And I'm not going to lie, you're probably going to face Godzilla himself. How do you know all of this? My mom, that's how. Hell, she lasted for 20 years. And during those years, she witnessed two things. War of the Titans and the meltdown of Godzilla II. That should tell you what you're getting into. And that's not to mention what happened beforehand. Teresawa's face nearly goes pale. She, like the others in Japan, remembers the destruction of the destroyer Myoko by Godzilla III when he returned. And from what I heard, the AMF has some new training program for new recruits that's supposed to simulate kaiju warfare. Okay, that has to be made up. Actually, he's not wrong. Wow. What? This is one of those times where we agreed on something. When it involves our friend, why wouldn't we? But yeah, from what Mom told me, all of the AMF on Earth has some new training program with different variations. I don't know what it is, but it's something that you'll be having a hard time with. Amelia brushes the back of her long hair. Oh man, what if I don't manage to pass those tests? This is going to be harder than I thought. Kujo and Ito look at each other. Their faces become determined, and they nod. Emmy, listen. I know you can do it. You made it this far, so why back out? And besides, you're not the only one who's joining the AMF. What do you mean? We've been wanting to surprise you for a while, but didn't know when to bring it to you. What did you do? Kujo reaches to her back pocket and pulls out a sheet of paper. She unfolds it and shows her what it is. Her eyes widens out of shock. On the paper is an AMF application sheet with her parents' signatures. What the f***? Hey, she ain't the only one. She turns and sees another AMF application sheet, this time with Ito's parents' signatures. How did you convince your parents? With my mom, it wasn't even a question. It took some time convincing my dad, but he came around to it. Teresawa stands up from her bed. Wait, when did you sign up? Kujo stands to her feet. On the same day you signed up? So that means we're going in with you, together as one. A genuine smile forms on her face. She hugs both of them, spreading her joy. I love you guys. Let's do it. Together. The three embraces as one. A friendship that will never break has now entered the next stage of their lives. Inside of his office, Lieutenant General Masanori Takada writes notes in his notebook. A knock on the door gets his attention. Come in. The door opens. Teresawa, Ito, and Kujo, in suits, walks into the office. Are we late, sir? No, ma'am. Come on in and have a seat. She closes the door after her friends enters. They take notice of the office that the Lieutenant General sits in. They notice 2-foot replica models depicting Godzilla the First, the Second, and the Third. Godzilla the Second has more, showing off his stages of evolution from 1984, 1990, 1992, and 1996. Godzilla the Third only has 3, when he was an infant, a juvenile, and an adult in his current form. The 3 sit down in separate seats in front of the desk, facing the general. Takada himself reaches and picks up a folder. He opens it and looks at the first paper that lists the bio. Let's see. Akari Kujo, 18 years old, standing at 158 centimeters tall. Single with 2 siblings. Hobbies: gaming, fencing, and defensive football. Your father is a farmer, currently living in Niigata, and your mother... Oh, she was a former AMF officer from 1987 to 2007. Yes, sir. Oh, and it also says here that you got into fights with some of your classmates during your junior and senior high school. Well, I wouldn't say fights. I was just defending myself. Really? Self-defense? Yes, sir. That's odd because it says here that you were the one starting those fights, and there was only one occasion where it was self-defense. Great. I got a troublemaker. He flips the paper to the side to look at another bio. Kaicho Ito, 18 years old, standing at 171 centimeters tall. Single child, both parents are business owners in Yokohama. Hobbies: hunting, gaming, and singing. You sing? Yes, sir. Death metal. Oh, interesting. It says here that you tend to get arrogant and get into shouting matches with Kujo over there, of whom you got into 3 fights with. To be fair, sir, it was actual self-defense, and I don't discriminate. Maybe so, but that doesn't excuse the fact that you were suspended twice. Kaicho remains silent. Mother of Buddha. He flips to the last paper in the folder. Alright, Emilia Teresawa. 18, standing at 158 centimeters. Single child, both parents are news anchors at NHK. Hobbies: studying kaiju biology, martial arts, and wrestling. Yes, sir. My father wanted me to join New Japan Pro Wrestling. Obviously, that's not happening. It says here that you were the most normal student at your junior in high school, but you also tended to get into shouting matches with both Ito and Kujo. I generally get them to stop fighting a lot. I'm surprised that you didn't get suspended. Now, he closes the folder and sets it down on the desk. He clasps his hands together and looks at the 3. Why did the 3 of you decide to join the AMF? Emilia, Akari, and Kaicho stiffens, not knowing what to say. Don't worry, I won't judge. Well, I heard many stories of what had happened to my future self, and I wanted to do something that's different this time around. What about you two? Generally speaking, sir, we wanted to be with Teresawa. We're childhood friends, you see. I can tell, considering that I'm surprised that you 3 were able to tolerate each other's bullshit for this long. Actually, it was a last-minute decision to join with her. No, it wasn't. We decided on the same day that she signed her name. Guys, stop. This is more important than just me now. She's right. Takada stands to his feet, causing the 3 to stand as well. He puts his hands behind his back and slowly walks around his desk. Regardless on why you joined, it doesn't matter. You're here to become a part of the AMF. And yet, when I look at your bios, I'm seeing nothing but a bunch of immature children. Which is nothing new to us, but you? I'm wondering if this is some kind of mistake. He stops in front of his desk and in front of the 3. Get this through your skulls. Here in the JSDF and AMF, teamwork is essential to our defense of our country. Especially from kaiju. And let me say this right now. Put all of that petty high school drama behind you, because guess what? Welcome to the rest of your lives. So here's your reality check. This is not a f***ing school where you can spring gossip around like a damn plague. This is a professional training base. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now that's out of the way. You'll start next week on the 11th. Dismissed. Exiting his office, the three teens are left shaken. They walk down the hallway, reflecting on what the Lieutenant General had told them. He's right. We're not in school anymore. We got to stay focused. Yeah, we should. Ito? I got nothing. He makes a good point. So what now? Let's enjoy our last 7 days as kids. Because after this, there's no going back.